YouTube Alce Nero channel. Today we're going to do an important update about the regularization of immigrants in Italy. It's been 15 days since the new important papers are telling us what to do and where to go in order to have this work permesso di soggiorno. Okay, what you call permesso di soggiorno sanatoria, it's a work permesso di soggiorno. The subjects that we're going to treat today are these. First of all, the time where you can present your request. Second, about the three sectors, the three fields where you can work, there are new information about it. Third, I'm going to explain where you can go to present your request for regularization. Fourth, there are important informations for asylum seekers or people who have, for example, tourist visa or assistenza minore permesso di soggiorno. 5. I also would like to speak about the different questions that you asked me about people who have already a contract, not in these sectors or in other sectors, okay? Finally, I'm going to explain a little bit the difference between Channel 1 and Channel 2 in order to get documents. I am going to explain the advantages and also the disadvantages. Let's start from the first point. So just today, the government announced that the time to do the sanatoria request now is until the 15th August 2020. This is very important. Before it was until the 15th July. Now it's until the 15th August. So we have one more month. This is very important because it gives you more time in order to prepare your request. Second, there are more information about the three sectors, the three kind of works that you can do. Remember the last time in the video that you can find down here, I've said it's mainly agriculture, farming, and also badante, like old people take giver or working as a cleaner in houses. They also say you can work in agritourism, producing meat, producing fruit, any fruit juice or any things concerning milk, biscuit, pasta, even if it's a factory, but it's a factory related with agriculture or the production of food, meat or juices, you can access to this sanatoria. So this is very important because we see that the fields are larger than before. Also gardening, for example, it is included. There is also another important update about domestic work. They say for domestic work you just need one person who can do to you a contract. It can be a part-time contract, it is not a problem. The minimum salary that you should present when you're going to finish your procedure to get this work permesso di soggiorno is 460 euros. This is the minimum money that you can get, okay? Are you asking me, this 460 euros, do I need to have it do it only domestic work? No. It is not written in any part. You just need to prove that at least you have this 460 euros as minimum average salary in order to stay in Italy. But it doesn't mean that it must be only doing this domestic work. So you can have a contract, part-time contract, could be 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, where your employer is giving you, it can give you also less money, but it's important that you have other works where you can reach this 460 euros minimum salary, okay? This is very, very, very important. You can also do it with what work, and I know a lot of people who do domestic work, they may have like different employers. You should do it with one employer. Also, there is something very important. Now This is in a circolare, it means in a paper where the government specifies the different things related to the law. They say that your work also in agriculture or also as badante or also in domestic work can be part-time. This is very important. In the beginning it couldn't be part-time, now it can be part-time in any sector. This is very important. It is very important about these three sectors that even if you start a procedure, then if your contract is finishing and you have another work proposal and it's not in these three sectors, you can do it. Once you have the work permesso di soggiorno, you can really work in any field, in any sector in Italy. You are not forced to work in these three sectors. There is something also very important that I would like to say about employers. Employers, remember, for agriculture, farming, and all this first sector, they do need to have more than 30,000 euros, okay, to show that they earn that money in order to prove they can pay you. In the case of badante or in the case of assistente familiare or domestic work, this is the minimum should be 20,000 euros. But wait, if the person is maintaining other people or the family is conformed but more people inside the family, it should be minimum 27,000 euros. Attention, for the work badante, to work as a caregiver of old people or people with disabilities. If the person who is hiring you, it means your employer, is the person who you directly are taking you don't need taking care of, you don't need to present this, the person doesn't need to present this minimum 20,000 euros. Okay, this is very important, you do understand it. Okay, what about the resident permit? This is very important. I repeat, I have also said in the video before. If you have permesso di soggiorno as asylum seeker, richiesta asilo, the yellow one, the 6 month, or assistenza minori, or any other permesso di soggiorno that you cannot convert into work permesso di soggiorno that is very weak, you can apply for the regularization. This has been confirmed by the facts that were presented last week. So this is confirmed. And please remember, you don't need to renounce to your international protection law. You don't need to renounce at all. Of course, in the future, if your situation as worker stabilized, it is, of course, you cannot have two permesso di soggiorno. You are going to choose the permesso di soggiorno you are going to get. It could be work permesso di soggiorno or it could be the international protection permesso di soggiorno, what is usually called 5 years or 2 years. Okay, so in a certain point of the procedure, if everything is going well, you will need to choose one of the two permesso di soggiorno. But to apply for this regularization, you don't need to renounce to your international protection. This is confirmed. If any lawyer or any prefettura or any questura is asking you this is wrong. You can look information in any website about the law. They have specifically specified that asylum seekers can enter in this regularization. Okay, so let's speak about certain contracts. There were a lot of people asking me, Alba, I have a long-term contract or a short-term contract, who cares? But it is not in agriculture. What can I do? It is not in agriculture, farming, it's not related with these three sectors. This is a problem, okay, that we all have seen. One of the things that you can do is, if you're, for example, I have an example, a very clear example about it. I follow this person who, for example, her contract is going to expire on August, okay, or September. So once the contract has been expired, if you're using channel 1 way to get regularization, it means you go with your worker, it's fine. You can ask to your employer, please, I would like to apply this time for sanatoria. This means that your permesso di soggiorno is going to last as long as sanatoria as your contract it is going to last. So maybe it's this proposition, it will be in September or in October, but you can still show the proposition and apply for this, okay? If it's in these 3 sectors, okay, because maybe your agriculture contract is expiring in June or July, so you can ask for the next contract to do it through the regularization channel first. Second option, you say, yes, I have a work, but it's not in these 3 sectors. What can I do? So there might be a way, as I'm telling you, there are a lot of people who have contacts in Italy that there is one chance to do like a part-time job in these 3 sectors. You can have 2 jobs. I know it's very difficult, but if you, for example, manage to, I don't know, you work from Monday until Friday in agriculture or as badante, but then on Saturday you just get this small contract as domestic work, for example, you can enter through sanatoria with this small contract of domestic work. As I was explaining before, the most important thing with domestic work is showing that you earn at least a minimum of 460 euros, okay? So you might try to find somebody that can hire you in these 3 different sectors. Maybe you can also work with, I don't know, your employer and try to do a part-time job. The important thing is that these 2 jobs in their timeline are not matching. Like, for example, I cannot say that I work Monday on Friday if I'm doing the same work at the same time. It's not possible. This is one opportunity that you can have. I know it's very complicated, but unfortunately the law is clear. Only in these 3 sectors you can access to regularization. Maybe in the future this law hasn't been signed yet. Maybe it can change. We don't know. As you know, immigration is a political subject in Italy, so it is very complicated to try to negotiate. There are a lot of associations that are trying to fight for open for any kind of work, this regularization, that will be the most logical thing. Okay, where can you go to find this information? You can do it for Channel 1, you can do it online with the speed identity, you can do it through your lawyer, you can do it with CAF, Patronato, Sindacato, which is CIRS or CGL. You can Google this in your city. I'm sure you're going to find one of them. They are going to help you to look for the documentation, okay? So what usually for Channel 1 you need the employer identity document. You also need your ID document, okay? Last time I was telling you it should be the passport. For Channel 1 it is not mandatory to show the passport. It can be a permesso di soggiorno, it can be a permesso di soggiorno that it can be expired, okay? It must be a document that identifies you. Of course, when later they are going to ask you in about 4 months to go to Sportello Immigrazione to sign up for the whole procedure to get the permesso di soggiorno, probably they might ask you a valid passport. But during these lapses of time, I really hope that you manage to find a passport, okay? But for now, they are saying just to start the request, it is not necessary your passport. You might show yourself with any ID document, even if it's expired. Remember, this is for Channel 1. Also, you need to prove that you have been in Italy before the 8th March. I was telling any public ID documentation that shows that you have been here. For example, that you have been in the doctor, when you put I don't know, your babies at school. Maybe, I don't know, when you bought your SIM card or anything that works as a public institution that shows that you have been in Italy before the 8th March can help you. You need to also have the work contract proposal with saying how many months are you going to work and when this is going to start. The employer must show his CUD, it means a paper that proves how much money is he earning, and also it might, this is very important, show the F24, I don't know, I'm going to write this here, the F24. You can find this in any posta place. It is the paper where you are showing that you have paid the 500 euros. Remember, for channel 1, you need your worker to pay these 500 euros. They might pay it before going to do the request. This is a very important request. After 3 months, you are going to go to the sportello immigrazione. If everything is okay, they are going to give you one kit to go to Questura and finally get your work permesso di soggiorno. For channel 2 is different. Remember, channel 2 is when you go directly to Questura by your own to ask the permesso di soggiorno. Channel 2 is more complicated because for channel 2, if you have renewed your passport or your ID document, your passport, sorry, I made a mistake. It is more complicated because if you have renewed your permesso di soggiorno or you have converted after the 31 October 2019, it means that you cannot apply here. That's the problem with channel 2. With channel 2, you can propose, you can enter in channel 2 also if you already have a contract in these 3 sectors, you can, okay? It's not like in channel 1 that you need to start a new contract. With channel 2, they aren't asking you to have any contract. You can just keep doing, if you're already working in agriculture, at the end of the 6 months, we are going to show your contract, okay? And this is going to help you to renew it. Remember, the 6-month permesso di soggiorno in channel 2 is like a bypass. So in the end, you will show that you have been working, but to activate the channel, you don't need to have a contract, but you need to have the passport. That's the complicated thing. You need to have a passport or any ID document from your embassy, which can be more complicated. Also, okay, this is very important you to remember because a lot of people were asking me this, and also you need to prove that you have a previous experience working in these 3 sectors. That's the most complicated part. Where are you going? You can go to La Posta, okay? You can do it directly there. Of course, you will need to pay the 160 euros to activate the whole procedure. Also in Posta, they are going to tell you how to do it. And also, it is very important, you can also activate it going to a CAF, Patronato Sindacato, or through a lawyer, okay? Finally, what they are going to do when you're going to Posta, if you have all the requirements, what the Posta man is going to give you, it's a paper saying, with this paper now, it's like a 6-month permesso di soggiorno, you can go and find for a work. Then later, if you want to renew this 6-month permesso di soggiorno, this is work permesso di soggiorno, not international protection, okay? You can, if you have worked in these 3 sectors, you can convert it into a work permesso di soggiorno. Or yes, this is very important. Remember, for both the procedure, whether channel 1 or channel 2, if for any reason your contract expires after 3 months, and then when you want you do not receive another contract or another job opportunity, you can always have attesa di lavoro, waiting for work permesso di soggiorno, that is going to last 1 year, that allows you to work, to look for a job for this 1 year. This is very important. Okay, so what do you need? Codice fiscale, marca da bollo, hospitality. This is very important. Or if you have a contract, like a house contract is also okay. Also for channel 1, you need this. Show where are you living, otherwise it should be the employer who should take care of where you're living. And these are the most important things that I would like to tell you, okay? So I would like to say, of course, this is a very complicated matter. As I'm telling you, go to get a specific legal information. For that, we are leaving a link down. This link has been done by the project Melting Pot, which is very important because you will see a map in Italy where you can go to people who are certificated, who will help you also for free in order to do all these difficult process. Okay, this melting pot project is trying to create a network of sportello or bureau that can help you. You can find the link downstairs. And also I would like to say that all the information that I'm saying now are based in the Alce, which is the study of immigration lawyers. I am not a lawyer, I'm only a legal assistant. Okay, this is very important. I cannot be the lawyer of any one of you, but my information are based in this work they are doing, trying to give as much as a loyal and good information for you people who are always very confused because you don't know where to go, or you are receiving a lot of fake news all around. Remember, as we say in Alce, Nero, information is power, and only giving you information you can actually go for your rights. So thank you very much for listening to me. I hope that I have been a little bit clear. I will do more updates in the new weeks as soon as we will have more information. Leave any question or comment. I will try to reply as much as possible. Ciao, ciao.